Welcome back. You are still watching Morning Live. The United Democratic Movement UDM leadership has descended on the Nelson Mandela Bay Metro for the party's manifesto launch today ahead of the May elections. The Isaac Wolfson Stadium in KwaZakhele is the venue. UDM supporters will be addressed by the party president Bantu Holomisa. The Nelson Mandela Bay Mayor Mongameli Bobani also made history in the political arena by becoming the first mayor from the ranks of the UDM, despite not holding any wards in the metro. While the party expects a full house, we now cross to our reporter Jayed-Leigh Paulse, who is, of course, in the Nelson Mandela Bay this morning. Very good morning to you, Jade. An eventful day ahead for the UDM. What can party members expect to get out of the talk that will be delivered by the party president today?
Well, a very good morning to you also, Pearl. I think that a lot of the UDM supporters here in Nelson Mandela Bay and across the 9 provinces are also very anxious and expecting party leader Bantu Holomisa to really speak to the importance and some of the grievances they've had, social issues they've had. And I think one of those social issues that we're currently facing and that Holomisa has been punting is the issue of corruption and the issue of education. So we expect him to really sink his teeth into that. But just looking at the history of the party as well, Pearl, it's very important to look back and reflect at how far this party has come. It's one of the few parties that are around that has existed since the 90s and are still fairly doing well. I mean, the party was formulated in 1997 by the current president Bantu Holomisa, who partnered with former National Party Minister Roelof Meyer. And you would know that Bantu Holomisa started this party because he was expelled from the ANC. And leading up to that 99 election, they managed to garner 14 seats in parliament, but because of floor crossing at the time, which was illegal, and because of internal squabbles, they lost those 10 seats before the 2004 national elections, and they only saw 4 seats in parliament. But they've been doing fairly well, and they have garnered support in the former homelands, Transkei homelands, as well as across the country. And, you know, if you look at Nelson Mandela Bay in particular, they really stunned the metro when they managed to win the 2015 Ward 30 here in the metro, which was at the time under the leadership of the ANC. But subsequently, the ANC has retained that Ward 30. But just looking at the wards in the metro, they haven't managed to secure any wards, but they have got that mayoral position, which is very important. And it's been very interesting to see them play out over these past 2 years with the mayor, Mongameli Bobani, being able to clinch that coveted title. I am joined this morning by the mayor, and we're going to be chatting to him, finding out how excited they are as a party and also what they can expect from their party leader, Bantu Holomisa, when he takes to the podium at 12 o'clock. Mr. Mayor, tell us, it's been quite a long road to get to here. I know I spoke to you off air and you said you're very excited. The supporters are going to flock in. We know that Isaac Wolfson can take 8,000 supporters. Are you expecting a good turnout this morning and throughout the day?
Well, good morning to you and also good morning to your listeners. I can be able to say that we are very, very, very excited as the UDM here in Nelson Mandela Metro and also around the country. Look, it's a pity that the stadium can only take around about 8,000 people, but I can tell you that that stadium is going to be fully packed. In fact, we are expecting close to around about 20,000 people. You know what we'll be doing, that will make sure that other people outside the stadium, they are listening to our president, who will be the next president of South Africa. Come May, we'll make sure that General Holomisa is the next president of the country. However, as the party, we are excited. It's jubilant. Port Elizabeth is painted yellow, white by the UDM. So we are excited. We are ready.
Tell us, Mr. Mayor, in terms of the cardinal pillars of the UDM, what do we expect President Bantu Holomisa of the UDM to actually highlight during his speech? And what are some of the pertinent issues that the UDM is exactly running come the May elections? What are those aspects that they want to speak to every single South African to go out there and vote for the party? What are those aspects?
Now, wait up until the president of the UDM address you and the nation. So wait till around 11 o'clock, till around 12 o'clock when the president is addressing the nation. I won't like to actually, I don't know what is the president going to say, but the president of the UDM is going to address the nation. Wait for that space. Let me not actually talk for him. The nation is waiting for him. We are also waiting for him so that he can be able to guide the country, and also he can be able to tell us about the marching orders as we go to the elections. Come May, he will actually be able to actually let us know what is expected from the UDM members, what is expected from the country. Everything the UDM president is going to actually pronounce there. Wait up until it's there, you will actually see. But we're ready.
And then lastly, Mr. Mayor, just in terms of the UDM really fighting against corruption, I mean, we've seen this with Holomisa writing to the then Public Protector Thuli Madonsela with regard to that PIC, as well as writing a letter to the President Cyril Ramaphosa as well to establish an inquiry to look into that matter. He's also really supported you during your internal squabbles within the coalition, and also when you were the then Mayor Athol Chollop's deputy, when he lodged complaints against you and had serious allegations. Mr. Holomisa stood by you. What kind of a man is he? We hear that he's a principled man, but can we hear more about him from yourself, sir?
Look, Mr. Holomisa is a principled man, and he's the man of integrity, honestly, transparent, and so what is happening, he's actually born leader. You can be able to see, even whilst he was in the ANC, he was a respected leader, and whilst he was in charge of the Transkei, everything was actually changed. Even in the NEC of the ANC, he was actually receiving top elections in the NEC of the ANC. So now in the UDM, nothing has changed. He's a born leader, and he's working very, very hard, even behind the scenes, and straightforward man, honest and transparent. As the leader of the party, he makes sure that everyone is actually accommodated. He treats everyone fairly. So during the problem with the DA and whatever, the DA lied too much. So they lied too much about me, and he was always saying that bring the proof. If you said the deputy mayor has committed 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5, bring the proof. Up until Mr. Athol Trollip and Mr. Mosi Maimane, they never bring the proof of the so-called corruption that they were leveling against me. Even around this thing of the Hawks and whatever, he even write letters to them and said, bring the proof. Is the executive mayor a suspect? And the Hawks said themselves, no, he's not a suspect. So, so he's the man that can be able to identify between the truth and actually wrong. You must be honest as a member of the party. So he's a great man, And, you are saying that he was protecting me and all those things. He's protecting all the UDM members. He's even protecting the South Africans. That man is even helping the ordinary South Africans. I mean, I can be able to say right now, we had a door-to-door with him on Thursday. And in KwaZakhele, one of in the houses, as he actually do door-to-door, he find out that these people, they can't bury a person. I mean, they were living in the shacks. They were supposed to bury a person this weekend. And then what happened is that he assisted those people. So there's a man he's going to be, if he is going to be the next president of the country, South Africa will see the real change. Thank you very much.
Thank you very much, Mr. Mayor. That was the Mayor of Nelson Mandela Bay, Mongameli Bobani, saying that they are very excited about that UDM manifesto that will take place at Isaac Wolfson Stadium at KwaZakhele. This morning at 9 o'clock, we're expecting the party leader, Bantu Holomisa, to take to the podium at 12:30, promptly giving his speech. A lot of excitement, Pearl, in Nelson Mandela Bay with the supporters of the UDM, saying that they expect quite a large turnout. And we heard the Mayor saying there that they are confident that it's going to be a very positive day. And with that, it's back to you in studio.
And that was our reporter, Jayed-Leigh Paulse, coming to us live from the Nelson Mandela Bay Metro, where she just had a conversation with the Mayor, Mongameli Bobani.
Yeah, we'll certainly be crossing to reporter Jayed-Leigh Paulse throughout the day as the UDM gears to launch its election manifesto. Now, this morning,